I was sitting at my desk, and my acquisitions guy, Jake, he got a lead from Vegas, and he locked it up. He on that same call, I think, he talked to the seller, and they were able to negotiate a great deal. And we were all stoked because we're like, yo, this is such a good deal. And we're planning on buying it ourselves and flipping it in Vegas. But what had happened is the seller was like, hey, I really need some money up front. It's the holidays and I'm kind of broke. And her situation is her husband died, and that property was in a trust. And she had the same last name, everything checked out as her husband did pass away. And we said, look, we can't give you money right now. We have to send this to title and see if you can even sell this thing. So we sent it to title, and they were like, this needs to go through probate. This needs to, you need to talk to an attorney. So the title gave her two options of attorneys to call. And we when we talked to her, she's like, we called her later after all this, and she's like, yeah, I'm working with one of the attorneys they gave us. So we're like, okay, cool. And we knew this was such a good deal, and we didn't want to lose this out to her, maybe talking to another seller. So we filed an affidavit of memorandum or a notice of interest to cloud the title. So if she did try to sell it to another seller, we would, we had the rights to buy it. So that's the first thing we did because we wanted to protect the deal. And we're lucky we did that because that's what ended up saving us in the end. So if you don't know how to file those documents and get them notarized, I'm going to show you, and that's what you need to do. But fast forward, what ended up happening is, she called us again and said, hey, I really need some money. And we said, are you going through probate already? And she's like, yes, I'm already working with an attorney. And we said, okay, before we send you any money, let's talk. We'd like to talk to your attorney to make sure it's going good. She sent us the number. She told us the name of the attorney. And we just assumed, without checking the law firm or anything, that this was, without diving deeper and calling the law firm, that she was giving us the right person. She gave us the name of an attorney out there, so we saw him, like, okay, he seems legit. So we called him. Someone allegedly that was him answered. We talked. Everything seemed above board. And she wanted $5,000 up front to help with groceries, to help with things for the holidays. So we said, hey, we'll split up into two payments. We'll give you $2,500 now, and maybe $2,500 and $100 another week. Hopefully probate will be done, so we don't have to give it to you all up front. She said, okay. We sent her the money, and then 2 or 3 days later, we tried to reach her. Nothing. We weren't able to get a hold of her. And we were like, oh, what the heck? So we actually, at that time, we were starting to feel like maybe something funky was happening. We looked up. We actually called the law firm for the person that she gave us. And he's like, no, that's not me. I never talked to you guys. So we're like, dang. And we skip traced the number that she gave us, and it was a guy named Carlos. It was just one of her freaking friends. So we were like, dang, we're never going to see that $2,500 again. And our acquisition guy started making calls saying, to, I think, the police, and saying, hey, we got scammed. And they said, hey, you got to fill out paperwork and whatever. So we really thought we were done, like, how just chalk it up to a lesson, lesson learned. We lost out on money. This sucks. But like 3 or 4 days ago, we got a call from I think it was a title company in Vegas saying, hey, we see that there's a cloud on title to this property, and it says you guys have, filed an affidavit or memorandum and you've clouded the title. You guys need to release this because we're selling this. And we said, no, hold on. We have the rights to buy it. Like, what's going on? And what had happened is the property didn't have to go through probate. It was in a trust. And when the man that died, when he died, he left the property to his family, his brothers and sisters, and they were trying to sell it. So we said, hey guys, like, we got scammed by his wife. She basically, we sent her money, and we need, we're not going to release this until we can be made whole. So they're like, okay, what do you want? And we're like, we'll release it for $4,500. And they said, okay, done. So they sent us a check for $4,500. We released the notice of interest, that, we got paid. So we made $2,000 off of, filing the right paperwork and protecting our interest in the property. So this is a super weird situation. Don't do what I did and just send a seller money. If they say, hey, they're going through probate, or they talk to my attorney, actually call the law firm to verify that information. But luckily, because we filed that affidavit memorandum and know how to do it, we were able to protect our deal. Now, if you're a brand new wholesaler, do not file an affidavit memorandum or cloud someone's title if you don't know if you have a deal. We knew we had a deal. We were willing to buy it no matter what, whether we could wholesale or not. We were going to close on it. So if you're going to do that, if you're going to file an affidavit, make sure you have a deal, and definitely do this. I would say I recommend do this on deals, because we've had sellers try to back out of contracts. We've had them try to sell to other people, and because we've filed a notice of interest, we've been able to protect our deals.